What do you think, Carson, of this conversation that we're constantly having about putting a college football style RPOs into the National Football League and the transferring of power, if you will, from quarterbacks like someone like yourself, tall, big arm guy, to people like Baker Mayfield and obviously Lamar Jackson tonight? Do you think that is going to be the future of the NFL, and quarterbacks like you will have fewer and fewer opportunities?
I don't think it's the future. A couple things worry me. One, I would not want Baker in that system. He's not a good enough runner. I don't think you would want him running at half the time and throwing at the other half when that play call it comes up. But Lamar can absolutely do it, but his aggressiveness and the style of runner he is, I don't like it at all. He's a physical runner. He lowers his shoulder. He lowers his head. He doesn't slide. He doesn't get down. He takes he gives a punishment, but also takes a punishment. At this next level, when he's 215 pounds and he's getting hit by 240 and 250 pound guys, I don't think that translates well for him having a nice, long, healthy career. So I worry about that. A guy like Russell Wilson, who is so sneaky and savvy and gets down and slides and doesn't take those hits, I think it's perfect for his style of running ability, but not for Baker. And Lamar is probably the best runner we've seen since Mike Vick come out, but Lamar runs different. Lamar takes hits. Lamar puts his shoulder into linebackers. In the NFL, that's a bad recipe.
Yeah. What if I were taking Lamar and he's going to be on a team? Okay. I would make cut-ups. I would make a cut-up of Russell Wilson doing exactly what you just said, Carson, protecting himself, sliding early, getting out of bounds, throwing the ball away, all of those things to stay alive, all right? And
Stay alive.
And I would also make a cut-up of Robert Griffin III, okay?
Right, RG3.
RG3 had a heck of a rookie year. He survived that year, but boy, he was taking a lot of hits. He got hit so many times because he was trying to be that tough guy and trying to get that extra yard and all that, and he didn't survive health-wise.
Do you remember he took that hit from Haloti Ngata, where he was on the sidelines taking on the Ravens, and he got blown up by Haloti Ngata when he could have easily avoided it, just taking one step to his left. And it got to the point where even Obama was telling RG3 to get out of bounds. Yeah. At one point, the leader of the free world started chiming in to help save
because
RG3.
It was obvious to everybody, if you want to play in this league, you got to darn well protect yourself, please. Right. Otherwise, you're going to be watching on Sundays from your couch. And so that's what I would do. Lamar, you can go this way or you can go this way. You decide how long you want to play.
But that's so hard to coach. That innate ability for him he's running powers and traps in college and coming downhill, and to then tell a kid that has had so much success, you need to change the way you run the ball. It's just, you can't coach that aggressiveness, that innate ability to get in the middle of the hole and pick a guy and put your head in the middle of his chest and run him over. It's just so hard to then say, okay, now you're in the NFL, now you have to slide. That's a totally different mentality. That's a totally different way of playing the game. That's what worries me so much about Lamar is you just can't – you can show him a ton of cut-ups, but at the end of the day, when he's in the game in the heat of the moment, he's going to naturally revert back to I'm going to lower my shoulder, and you're putting your shoulder into guys that are weighing 25, 35, 45 pounds more than you. There's issues there durability-wise.
Well, interesting that Carson Palmer and Steve Mariucci together a couple more minutes, and then Mooch, you're going to hang here for the rest of the hour. They might, Lamar might not have to have cut-ups made of RG3. He might just have to turn to his right or left in the quarterback room. Mike Mayock thinks that the Ravens are going to be the team that takes him off the board tonight at 16. Do you think that'd be an interesting fit? Like, I guess any place that takes him is going to have to.
I loved watching him play. You can't stop watching his film. He is so dynamic and so explosive and such a better athlete than everybody around him on the field. But at the same time, I don't want to see him doing that in the NFL. I want to see him throw the ball. And every once in a while,
I think he does too. He keeps saying that I'm not a runner. He refused to even run a 40-yard dash at his pro day.
Yeah, but he won the Heisman running the football. And he won it throwing it, but he took off and ran and beat people with his legs.
Who did you vote for the Heisman this year?
For him. Oh.
Again?
This year?
Yeah, this year.
I voted for Baker this year.
You did?
But I voted for him last year.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.